Welcome to City Stories, the signature segment of 3-Hour News Show. Before we jump to our today's discussion, let me ask my colleague here, Hans, who's also a travel enthusiast. So, which province in Indonesia that you would really love to visit and why? And you haven't visited yet.
I haven't visited yet. That is actually very difficult. It's very hard to answer
Because you have visited almost every province.
Not really, not really. In fact, I only visited a couple of provinces. I mean, I'm from West Sumatra. My mom is from West Sumatra, so I went there
Padang,
once.
right?
Pariaman.
Oh, Pariaman.
Pariaman. So I went there. And then my dad is from East Nusa Tenggara. I went to the Rote Island and as well as the capital of the province. I might have to say I want to visit somewhere in Papua.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah?
Like, I really love to see Raja Ampat with myself.
Not in particular Raja Ampat, but also in other areas of Papua itself. They have a very beautiful forest with a lot of vegetations and also fauna, something like that.
Yeah, that I really want to visit. And when it comes to traveling, some of you may find it difficult to travel due to limited time off from work. So what if traveling becomes your full-time job? And how to manage the time and cost? So let's delve more about it. Joining us in the studio, travel writer and blogger, Trinity Traveler. Thank you for coming to our studio. Thank you, and
it's always been a pleasure to talk to Trinity because she always has that bubbly personality and always happy.
Her presence lights up the room.
Yes, Trinity, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you, Trinity.
Thank you.
So this is the question that everyone might want to ask you, but didn't have the chance to because they don't know how. It's actually, you've started blogging since 2005.
Yes.
So, and it became your first travel blog named nakedtraveler.com. Hence, I know you as Trinity the Naked Traveler.
Yes.
And in 2007, you published your first book called The Naked Traveler. What triggered you to start writing about traveling? Because if you ask me, I'm a travel enthusiast, but I would love to actually enjoy it myself. Not to think about writing. What prompted you to actually write about it?
I admire you.
So, because I've been loving writing and traveling since I was a kid. So that's my probably biggest advantage. And then back then, when I want to travel, there's no reference, you know. It's always on the articles, on the media, that is sugar-coated, you know, beautiful places and this and that. So I'm like, oh, but where is how to get there? And then what is the experience? So I write about it. So I started my blog, first travel blog in Indonesia in 2005.
Amazing.
Wow, and until now, you still write.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So when did you decide to become a full-time traveler? Because many of us like to travel and write, but just end it abruptly because of our business and something. But you keep doing it marvelously.
Well, full-time traveler is not occupation. My occupation is travel writer. So I decided to be a full-time traveler or travel writer in 2007. Back then, I used to work as a corporate slave.
I used to be that as well.
It seems like it's everyone's path.
And then I took my master, and then from there, I didn't want to go back to corporate life. But I did my research, you know, I make the business plan and all that. And then I thought to myself, I think I can live, you know, by living full-time traveling and then freelance writer.
Now this is interesting. As a travel writer and also a full-time traveler, you have a business plan.
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Can you just explain to us briefly on what is the business plans looking like?
Okay.
And also, what do we need to know about this particular business plan?
Okay. So since I took my master in MBA, you know, in business management and all that, so business plan usually like the first 5 years. So what is your earning and from what, from where, and then your spend on the traveling itself. So based on my calculation, if I write like a published book 1 year, one book in 1 year, and I become a contributor and all that, I can, finance myself.
I
Yeah.
see. Wow.
And then from the royalty, I get passive income until now.
Yeah.
So I can keep traveling.
Now, this is what people don't know. On becoming a full-time traveler, people would actually ask, what would be your source of income?
Yeah.
And what would be the pipeline of your business?
Yeah.
And also, how could you actually fund your travel expenses?
Yeah, because
and
they're
stuff
not
like that?
cheap.
They're not cheap. Now, you know that the pipeline, the income pipeline should come from, in the case of Trinity Traveler, the pipeline is from writing.
Yes.
So the royalty of the books and
Yeah.
also being contributors.
Yeah.
So mainly it's about writing.
Yeah.
But have you received some kind of endorsements because of
Sometimes,
your writing?
yeah, sometimes I got
Because that works too,
endorsement.
right?
Yes, and then I also got like speaking jobs, and then also teaching classes, teaching writing, and also many things, apart from the royalties. Mostly speaking gigs, or or I write about for someone like making a biography,
That's awesome.
or a ghostwriter.
Yeah, ghostwriter. Interesting.
And contributors, many things, But the pipeline is the writing.
I see.
Amazing.
And can you share with us your creative ways to save money while you're traveling and still enjoy yourself?
Okay. First, I think the biggest spending on traveling is the ticket, right? Because
Yes.
we're living in
True.
Indonesia, like so far away.
Yeah.
So when I go like far, for example, to Europe,
Yeah.
I usually go to other countries in the same region. So I don't
Okay.
have to spend like back and forth for the tickets.
So you go in several cities at the same time.
or countries.
Or countries.
Like
Less costly.
yeah, for example, last year I went to Central America, from Panama, Costa Rica,
Yeah.
Honduras.
Latin America.
In 2 months.
Yeah.
In 2 months.
I travel.
Wow.
I travel slow, very slow. Yeah, that's and then second biggest expense is the meals, right?
Yeah.
We go out to restaurants or cafe or clubbing.
Yeah.
That's just my favorite.
Yeah, but what about-
food.
Yeah, so I cook. I cook
you
myself.
cook?
Yeah. So I can I only like go out eating out like once a day to save money.
Yeah.
Because cooking like it's save money a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because so you look for accommodations that enable you to cook, right?
Yes.
So, on that case, people are also having this not really confusion, but also quite consideration whether they have to stay in the hotel or Airbnb. Which one is actually the most, the most thing with a good value?
Or maybe a homestay like couch surfing.
I don't
that
know.
might
Oh,
work.
I don't do couch surfing, but I usually stay in a hostel. But since the pandemic, I don't do in a dorm. But at least in a hostel, they always have a full equipped kitchen.
True.
Yeah, and Airbnb.
Yeah.
So if I stay in a hotel, I make sure that I can use the kitchen.
Yeah.
cook.
That's important.
Yeah.
So,
Which one is the cheapest? Like
that's the
Yeah.
cheapest. So, in the matter of the traveling, when it comes to Trinity Traveler, it's the ticket. That is the biggest expenses. So, and also the meal.
Yeah.
And also, is there any other thing that we need to watch when it comes to expenses when we are
use public transportation.
Oh, yeah. That really saves a lot of money.
Yeah, because I travel slow, so I don't need to go by taxi to make it fast.
Yeah.
So I chose the slowest possible because it's the cheapest.
Yeah.
Like a local bus
like
or
walking.
Yeah. Wow, that's logical. And now, also, what advice do you have for setting financial goals as a full-time traveler? Because it might look different than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Just make sure you have insurance.
Oh yeah,
That's number one.
That's important. That's important.
Insurance and the pension plan.
Oh, yes. That is.
Retirement plan, yeah. Because that's my financial goal. When I'm old, I cannot do
Traveling
job
again.
traveling or writing anymore. I still can have money to.
To actually fund yourself.
Yes.
Okay. One more thing. Let's say we have our viewers at home or from wherever they are watching at the moment. They want to be a full-time traveler from wherever that is, whatever pipeline that they thought they could do. Do you have any strategies for earning money or finding work opportunities while traveling full-time?
Nowadays, everything is online. So do it something that you can do it online.
Yeah.
Like for example, now you can make a presentation online with Zoom, or you can write online. You can everything through emails, WhatsApp, everything. Everything you can do it online.
Yes, everything can be done online.
Yeah.
So everything is possible. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe one question that is relatable to the era at the moment, Trinity. In the era of social media, a lot of people are actually posting about their travels, and in social media as well. Public are quite divided to being tourists and traveler, and also some of the so-called travel content creator, travel social media influencer. Posting about things online that people might see as sometimes it's appropriate, sometimes it's inappropriate in terms of violating the rules and things like that. And how do you see this? How do you see the development of traveling when it comes to social media?
Yeah. Back then, when I started my blog in early 2000s, there was no social media.
No.
So we travel for adventure, to enjoy the time, enjoying the view. Nowadays, people travel to make a content.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Like before you eat, you take a picture of it. Yeah.
and there is so many places or spots that people queue just to take picture in that particular area. So I don't know. I cannot write about it, if I make a content all the time. Yeah.
It stills the joy of the moment. Right?
Yeah. There's rarely happening now that people just sit then looking at the view while sunset, just sipping a coffee or something.
True.
Just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
It's not happening now.
But
people
But you know what? I do that because I don't make as much as content as youngsters do.
Yeah.
Or people. Not
Maybe
only-
because of our age.
Maybe. All right, we will continue our talk with Trinity after the break, so stay tuned. Do not go anywhere.